time for a weekly update. Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Zach with Zacks Books, and today I've got a weekly update for you. As you guys probably saw, last week we missed it. That's because work kind of got a little hectic towards the end of the week, so I never really got the chance to film one, and we missed a week. So, today, I think we're going to be posting this on Saturday, so it's a day behind, but it's fine. It's whatever. Still within the week, so that works. If any of you guys are interested in any of the books I'm going to talk about today, we will have them linked down below, so make sure you do check that out. And also don't forget to drop a like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get into what's been going on this past week. Alright, so the first discussion is what I have read recently. So the 3 books that I'm going to be speaking of in this video, I'm actually going to be doing a recent reads video with them, which will be coming out after this video. And so I'll go more in depth with the books I'm going to talk about here in that video. There is a 4th book on that list, but I didn't read it this past week. I read it the week prior, which was Hairpin Bridge, which I will talk more about during the recent reads video. In backwards order of which I read these, so the one that I read most recent is Of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck. Really quick, short read. Absolutely love this book. Read it in high school. Gave it 5 stars. I'll talk more in depth about it, like I said, in the recent reads, but the ending... If you know the ending, it gets me every time. It's just about as bad as John Coffey. So, but yes, very good book. Next book up is That Was Then, This Is Now by S.E. Hinton. She's the author of The Outsiders, which is a really good book. Read that in middle school. Something I do intend to read again soon, but don't know when. There actually is a reference of a character in this book to The Outsiders. Ponyboy gets mentioned towards the end of the book. One of the girls that's mentioned in the book previously towards the end is said to have been starting to date Ponyboy Curtis, and that's, if you've read The Outsiders, is one of the main people in The Outsiders. So I thought that was kind of cool. I didn't really expect it to happen, but I kind of figured it would because they talk about greasers in this and stuff like that. But again, talk more in depth about it. I think I gave this maybe 4 stars. Not as good as The Outsiders, in my opinion, but still a good book. So, That Was Then, This Is Now. And the next book I'm going to talk about, I really am going to be putting this on a lot of lists coming up soon, so I'm going to be as brief as I can with this book right now, because it shocked me. That's Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. 5-star book. I utterly speechless. This is coming up in a lot of videos. Stay tuned for them if you want more in-depth than me just saying it's an amazing book, because that's all I'm going to give you guys right now with this. Mike's Book Reviews is pretty much the person who kind of inspired me to want to actually read the book, because he had mentioned in one of his previous videos that this was in contention for one of his top books of the year, and you'll see what I mean when my top 5 books of 2021 goes up, which is going to be after this video, but you will be surprised with that. But yeah, very good book. Absolutely loved it. First time reading Andy Weir. I am planning to read The Martian for July, but that's not going to be the next book I'm going to be reading. So here are the 3 books that I tackled this past week. A couple of shorties, and then this one was actually rather big. But loved all 3 of them. All 3 of them, all really solid books. Loved them. So yeah, that's what I've read this past week. Alright, so the next topic of discussion is what I'm going to be reading next. So this weekend I'm going to be working a lot, so I'm not really going to have much off time. And the day off I'm going to have is going to be Tuesday. And ironically enough, that is when Survive the Night by Riley Sager is released. So I'm going to be doing a read on that book next when that is released and I get my hands on it. It should be on Tuesday, which is June. It's towards the end of June. I don't remember the exact date, but it's going to be this Tuesday. This upcoming Tuesday coming up. So I'm very excited to get into that book. I've read everything by Riley Sager so far. we did a Riley Sager analysis video, which we will link up here, where I discussed the 4 books that he has written so far and how, in my opinion, he has improved vastly from Final Girls all the way up to Home Before Dark. I mean, he's improved a lot. And so the blurb on this is, it's November 1991. Nirvana's in the tape deck, George H.W. Bush is in the White House, and movie-obsessed college student Charlie Jordan is in a car with a man who might be a serial killer. I mean, I've been waiting for this book for a while, and it's been on anticipated reads, it's on 5-star predictions, I'm pretty sure it's on both those lists. We'll link one of those up here, because I'm pretty sure it's on both of them. So, but again, I'm excited to get into it. That's going to be the next book I'm going to read because, like I said, I'm working a lot this weekend. My next time off is going to be on Tuesday. Our Barnes & Noble sometimes gets books out a little bit earlier. The only one that wasn't was Stephen King. When the paperback If It Bleeds came out, that was not out early. And Later, I don't think was out early. But for some reason, all the other ones, they seem to come out a little bit earlier. So maybe we might get it Monday. I don't know. But that's the intention, is to read that next. Anything beyond that is still kind of a toss-up. I do have a lot of books coming out in July, which I'll talk about here shortly. That is the intent for the next book I'm going to read, and that is Survive the Night by Riley Sager. Alright, so I'm going to kind of flip the last 2 categories, which is recent stuff like book mail, stuff I've gotten recently, and then like book news. I'm going to flip those because I'm more excited about the stuff I got versus the news I have. So this is information that has been out for a little while now that I just found out. Project Hail Mary is actually going to be getting a movie adaptation, and Ryan Gosling is going to be the actor who plays Ryland Grace in it. And I'm pretty excited for that. I mean, I'm sure they're not going to really have an actor for Rocky because that's like a spider creature. But so that's the news I have for you. It's not really like ecstatic or exciting, but something I'm excited about because this book was really phenomenal. The last topic is book mail, book shopping stuff, some stuff I've gotten this week that I'm pretty excited about. We did have a come shop with me recently where we went to a Half Price Books. We'll have that linked up here so that way you guys can take a look at what we got from there. We did take a trip to Barnes & Noble and we got a couple of books from there that I'm excited about. The first one is Imaginary Friend by Stephen Chbosky. So it's relatively thick. Kind of reminds me of like It minus like 200 pages. But it's a really... I have not read this book. I have owned it previously in hardcover, but then I don't know what we did with it. I think it got the cut at some point. But I actually like the paperback more. It's actually really better looking in my opinion. And Stephen King, I think, is one of the blurbs on here. Oh, no. He's mentioned, though. It says, a creepy horror yarn that would do Stephen King proud. For those who like to scare themselves silly, one to read with lights on and the door bolted. So, I mean, anytime Stephen King is mentioned in something, I usually have to take a look at it and see what it is, see how comparable it is, and Imaginary Friend is one of those. So, might be something I read in July. Don't know yet, but excited to get this. The next 3 books I'm going to talk about are... As you guys know, I'm trying to branch into different genres. Obviously, with Project Hail Mary, science fiction was dipped into. I've dipped into fantasy, Harry Potter. It's the only one I've dipped into fantasy with so far. But I've really enjoyed it. So, the big thing that a lot of people have been reading lately has been manga. I got Attack on Titan. And again, I've got no idea about any of these, but I was doing some research, and a lot of these are like in like the top 10 like mangas to start out with, ones to read first. And I know a bunch of these have got TV shows. I remember when I was younger, maybe like 10, 15 years ago, one of these actually had a TV show that came out, and it was on like Toonami, I think is what it was. Back in the old day, Channel 47, like after 11 p.m. It was really kind of funny show. It's really weird. But I got Attack on Titan, which I'm not going to try and pronounce these authors' names because I'm just not going to try it. So I don't want to butcher anyone's names here. So Attack on Titan is one I got. I got One Punch Man, which is kind of a funny show. I've seen like little tidbits of it every now and again, and I think it's kind of a funny, entertaining kind of show. So that's the other one I got. And then like the best rated one that I found was One Piece. This was the show I was referring to. So I remember the kid in the hat wearing the weird sandals, and I mean, obviously there he is. Don't know the actual character's name, but I know that this show was like real popular a while ago, and it's something I'm going to try and read. Obviously the books are backwards, so I'm reading them, from this way going right to left, but I'm excited to get into these. I'm going to see how much I like them, and whether or not I continue the series, continue the genre. I think starting out with some of the top dogs is going to be my best bet, though, because if I kind of go with just a meh one, I don't think I'm really going to enjoy it. So, but yeah, I got some manga: One Piece, Attack on Titan, and One Punch Man. All right, so that's it's pretty much my weekly wrap up there. Again, all the books I talked about we'll have linked down below if you want to check them out, take a look at them. Obviously, Riley Sager's is not going to come out until Tuesday. But yeah, really fun, exciting stuff. It was a pretty decent week. We were on a little break from work, able to kind of be at home, hang out, do some stuff, and, just kind of have a fun time. But yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you've been doing lately. What have you been reading? What have you finished you're excited about? What are you excited to get into? So let me know in the comments. And as always, we'll see you guys in the next video. Later.